Hello, you beautiful beings of light, my courageous soul family here on the earth during these times of upheaval and challenge. And I hope that you're finding moments of gratitude and joy and peace and harmony while all the rest is going on around us. I'm hopeful that it's that you are finding a place of peace and comfort. And welcome back. If you're new to my channel, I'm Claudia, and I rattle off what's on my mind at any particular given time. And at the moment, for those of you who have been watching, the last video I was on a 55-mile stretch of kind of open prairie and rolling hills in Wyoming on a historic trail of Indian massacre. And that's always a time of deep inner reflection for me and how we as humans misbehave sometimes. And I'm no exception. We're all human, right? We do the best we can given that we didn't come in with a manual. Today I am in Ohio and I'm finding my way across country. I started up in the Pacific Northwest, went through Montana, Idaho in the upper reaches up there, beautiful, beautiful passes, and on down into Wyoming. And I spent a couple of days there out with a really good photographer friend, looking at wildlife and seeing wonderful things and beautiful raptors and exploring the peaks that are just magnificent around there. From there I headed down to Denver, Colorado, where I visited with my grandson, my lovely family, and son and his wife, and had a few days there, and then I headed across the country to, let's see, I landed in Missouri the first night, and now I am in Columbus, Ohio. Can you believe it? That I'm managing all of that? So during times of long driving, so far it's been, let's see, I did 1727, so 2,800 miles so far, and that's a lot of self-reflection time to be thinking about where one is in their life. Are they, am I happy with myself and where I'm at? Do I want more, or am I satisfied? And it also caused me to realize several things, that without the desire to have more, be more, do more, the universe cannot help us. We're sort of in a floating pattern. One has to either take steps forward or hang right where you are, which means no movement. And if we're looking backwards, we can actually be dragged back into the past, which will undo forward momentum. So I've learned over the years to look only at the past in terms of what did I learn from that, that I did not want and wished I hadn't encountered. But the reflection is that when one encounters what they wish they hadn't, it sets up the universal response to bring you what you really do want. So you cannot, there is no light without dark. You can't see the dark without light, and or even through or into the forest, right? So they serve each other. We have to have both. We have the highs and lows, the ups and downs, the wish I didn't, wish I hadn't, and wish I could be. So the something more is what I'm after. I always want to be a blessing in your life. I want to be a message bringer that produces some thought, so that you wonder, could I be more? Could I be doing more? I want very much for us to become more consciously aware of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Am I a reflection of the past? Am I a reflection of what others have wanted of me, and I'm operating not within my true authentic self? Am I trying to be something for someone else, and that isn't working so well? I mean, we have to be sometimes peacekeepers, I understand that, but authenticity is really important. Our true selves need to shine through, and when I'm not being what I was designed to be, I'm not comfortable with myself, within myself. I can feel it, and I may not understand what that is, but I can ask my inner guidance. I can ask my source for more clarity in what that means, what steps I can take to be more authentic, and to stand firmly, kindly, gently, with peace in mind, or with collaboration, that there's a win-win in there somewhere. And so, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment. There's an Oriental philosopher who said that peace, the place, the emptiness that's within us is what is dying to be filled with the truth, with our authentic self, with the beingness that we are. And we don't always know what that means. So, becoming consciously aware that I'm operating outside of who I am causes me to be uncomfortable, to realize that, I'm not speaking the truth, that I'm standing in a place that I really don't want to be, and then I have to stop myself and say, well, why? What is it you need and feel like you need to express, and how can I do that in a kind and gentle way? It doesn't always mean you're going to get the response that you want, but it also means I'm taking a stand. I may be setting boundaries. There are any number of things that could be happening there. So I've learned, and am continuing to learn. I'm a human on this earth walk that we're on, and people come into my life and share things with me, and at times I'm not comfortable, and at times I'm like, oh, now I get it, I understand. So because this is this being has free will, I get to choose for myself who I am going to be, what I'm going to be. You get to choose. And if you're not comfortable with who you're choosing, then ask yourself, is that a voice that's coming from my mother, my teacher? I stood up in class one time in the 7th grade. I may have told you this, and I think I did tell you, and told a teacher, I just said out loud, can't you be more kind? We're all students trying to learn here, and you are, and I didn't say it like that. I'm pretty sure it was a little passionate. I wanted to call him an idiot for treating people so, with such cruelty, being so harsh and so mean. And he didn't even take a deep breath. He just looked at me and he said, what are you, some kind of humanitarian? I did not probably know what that word meant at the time. I was young and hadn't encountered it or anybody telling me that, but it sounded like a pretty good word. Anyhow, I got sent to the principal's office, ended up with the guidance counselor, and she made me tea and gave me cookies and said, "Oh, humanitarians are, we need more of those on this planet," kind of a thing. And so I felt a lot better about myself. We don't always know what ekes out of us, and it's important to take a deep breath and look at that, in order to claim our authentic self. And that's where our power lies. When we feel powerless, like I did in that class, the guidance counselor is the one who made it okay for me to be a humanitarian. Someone was criticizing that aspect of my true self, and for a moment I felt terrible. Not terrible enough not to stand up and call somebody on it. There's another, now I would say there's another way of going about that. Let's try something different. But then children do the best they can in expressing, and sometimes it comes out with a kind of a big lump of something expressing itself. It was the time that began a conscious awareness in myself that it's an aspect of myself that humanitarianism, justice, the distinction between behaving in a kind and authentic manner could be okay. That I don't have to fight for every ounce, and I did. I had to fight for many, many years before I began to really put all these pieces together and understand that and become aware. What I'm suggesting to you is that the emptiness that's within us is because we have operated outside of our authentic self, and in beginning to pay attention to how you're feeling when somebody gets angry with you, somebody is attempting to force you to doing something you really don't want to do, that seems to go against the grain, that's the time to take a deep breath, take a look at, and you may not be able to. It may be something that's quite emotional. If it's emotional and let's say a significant other, a boss or somebody else, is trying to get you to do something that really you do not want to do, but you don't have the wherewithal to answer in an appropriate manner, just ask for a little time. Tell your spouse that I really can't, that makes me angry, I need to be in a calm space so that I can address this, or we can address this in a conversational way that will come to a win-win conclusion, that serves both of us. When we do that, when we operate within our authentic self, we are serving the beingness that is connected directly with our source, and that is telling us that this is who you are. It may not sit well with someone else. It may not be sitting well, but don't lose that sight of who you are. And it is as you take those steps, you're reclaiming or claiming your true authenticity and your power. I can tell you, not everybody, you know that, not everybody's going to love these videos or fall in love with me, and that certainly isn't my purpose. My purpose is for the words that I speak to carry a resonant frequency, a frequency that has you be inspired, to look at yourself in a positive way, without judgment, without criticism, with a view of, come in with the manual, be kind to yourself, and learn and grow into who you want to be and that makes your cells of your body happy. When you're not your authentic self, you close in on yourself, you hunker down, and you can see it all the time. People who are angry, frustrated, resentful, upset, there's so many more other expressions, are not expressive in a joyful way. Their faces will show you, their eyes will show you that they're unhappy, miserable, whatever it is. You're joyful by nature beings as children of our source. There's no way you are anything except pure love, pure light, pure joy, and that's the expression that can come out regardless of the situation you're in, and who you're attempting to be is a reflection, a direct reflection of happy or not, happy or not, joyful or not, expressing freely or not. And so become aware of that. Begin to take steps to reclaim your authentic self, to fill the empty spaces, the emptiness within us that's looking to be filled with your authenticity, your true self. I've been absent from posting videos for a while, and that is, it just happened the way it happened, and I think that we'll be, I'm preparing to do some classes and Zoom meetings and that sort of thing, and so if it interests you, be sure and leave comments. And so, basically to begin teaching in a more structured format. I hope you enjoy these. You can call them fireside chats if you want, or, looking out the window and nature chats. But basically, I'm here. I am here for you. I'm here to encourage you to really stretch yourselves, operate outside your boundaries and limitations, your structured beliefs, begin questioning those, and begin the steps forward into the unknown. And the unknown is full of fabulous, wonderful things when you begin identifying that this is, your body is a reflecting that this is a happy place to be or not so much. Physically not happy, mentally, emotionally not happy, and your spirit is the one saying, then let's take a step back, take a look at it, and where do I really want to be is got to be something better, and it will be. Choose wisely. Thank you for enjoying my videos and being a part of our Earth Walk together. I love the company. If you like it, be sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would encourage you to share it with others and have conversations about growth, our human growth and expansion. We are expanding into the true nature of who we are as light beings here on the earth. And so look at it more closely. Explore who you are as a being on this earth. And I look forward to you joining me in the next video. Below are listed my website and other ways that you can communicate with me or that I can possibly help you one-on-one. My Facebook pages. I stop and think because I've been on the road and kind of lax in having to think about some of the business aspects of this, which I take pretty lightly, as you can see. So I want you to be well, be happy, be safe, and be your true self. I will see you in the next video.